such a crazy week. We didn't even have time to go get wine.
Yep.
Yep, that's how. If y'all can see my eyes up close, it's been a week. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Definitely.
Y'all ready? Let's go. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? My name is Antonio.
My name is Brianna.
And we are the
Levison.
Levisons. Thank you for tuning in to us. Thank you for supporting, subscribing, liking, sharing our content. Please like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you like our content, please help us get it out to more people. We are trying to start a movement on helping couples make it through tough times. So, with that being said, our topic today about being married young, being married in our youth. We got married when I was 20 and she was 19 years old, and we've been married ever since. I'll be 31 this year, and she'll be, if you can do simple math, you will understand
20.
how old she was going to be this year. So it's been a long journey, but like you said before, it's been a tough journey.
Yeah.
And we had to do a lot of maturing. And a lot of young couples don't understand or realize the work or the maturity that comes into developing a relationship and sustaining a relationship.
Yep.
So, like I said, today we're talking about being married as a young couple in your early 20s.
Yep.
So babe,
What's up?
when we were married young, sorry guys, my allergies are messing up.
I was fresh out of high school.
When we got married young, what was a obstacle that you knew that we had to overcome without even, with us not even getting to the obstacle yet?
Me personally, I feel like I had to overcome stop being so independent. And I had to figure out a plan for both of us to, like, I should be able to depend on you. Like, I depended on you on so many things, but I still had that mentality that I needed to be independent. Everything. Like, I needed to do, if I can do it, then I'm going to get it done and not even ask you about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's not how.
To go get no wine corner.
That's not how a marriage works. And I just seen the way you was looking at me. You almost.
Oh my God.
I seen it in the mirror. The camera.
Oh my God.
It was like real cute. But I needed to take a step back and know that I didn't have to do it all by myself. Like, just because I had the financial stability to where I could have did it all by myself, like just going through things, I didn't have to talk to you about it, like, but I had to change my mindset that I really should talk to you. Like, I needed to do that. That was, and you know what made me realize that? Grandma. Grandma came to me and we were just talking, and it was right after I had little Tony, probably like a year later or something like that, and she was like, Bree, everybody know you strong. Everybody know that you can do it all, but let him buy you something. Let him do something for you. It does not always have to be you doing everything for yourself. Let him take care of you. Like, it's okay. Like, that is what he's there for. And I was like, it still took me some time.
Now, do you say, in the sense you submitted? Did you have to submit to me as a man in a relationship? Or did you just step back a little bit and let me do things that you weren't letting me do before?
I think it was both. Like, I felt that I needed to actually submit on a few things, not everything.
Stay tuned, baby.
I didn't want all of that power taken away from me. I'm still a control freak on certain levels. Not like all the levels, but certain. So I had to submit on certain things, but I also needed to let you be a man.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think about how me being so independent and never not asking you for anything, never not like letting you do all the things. I didn't realize how that was making you feel. So I had to take a step back and think about how is this making him feel. Like we are a couple now, so it's not always about how my emotions. So
now, do you with that, do you feel like before you was able to relinquish some of your power that you had to grow into a better person in order to do so?
I feel like I had to grow into, not necessarily grow, but learn myself, and I had to learn my boundaries. Mm-hmm. And I had to think about what is okay for me to be. Like, I had to step out of my comfort zone, but I also had to still be comfortable with stepping out of my comfort zone. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, I had to take a step back and realize, like, it's okay for me to be strong. Like, I can be strong and still give you power. Mm-hmm.
See, and that's what I think a lot of younger couples struggle with. Mm-hmm. A lot of younger women, because right now we are in the time where, you know, women are empowered. Women empowerment. You know, women want to, you know, they want their voices to be heard, rightfully. Mm-hmm. So with that, a lot of women don't know how to be strong women, mm-hmm. while not always being strong.
Yeah. I mean, because we don't know no other way.
And I believe that, and in a lot of cases, because it was with me, that kind of hurts, or not hurts. That kind of takes away from a man in a relationship, from being a man. And this is simply how I felt, in my opinion. When we were going through that and we were trying to figure out and shuffle through and, you know, learn each other and grow with each other and figure each other out. And oh yeah, my bad, guys. My bad. We had the fan on. That's bad sound quality. Bad sound quality for advice for people that's trying to produce. Anyways, we were building and we were getting stronger, mm-hmm. and we were doing things together, but you were not allowing me to be the man in your life. Mm-hmm. And in ways that made me feel inferior. Like, yeah, she doesn't trust me enough to take on this over here. She doesn't trust me enough to step up and do this, so it's like, yeah, why am I here at times?
So it wasn't about, for me, it wasn't about not giving you that power, like not trusting you enough to do something. It was, I've always seen my mother be strong. Mm-hmm. Like, I've always seen her be strong. And that's how I felt. I felt like I needed to always be strong. Like, I have always been the person that everybody leans on. Mm-hmm. So if I let go of even one little piece of me, that one piece of me is attached to, it helps so many other people. So by taking that one little piece, that one little puzzle from me, I felt like it was going to be taken away from somebody else. Because that one little piece, it might be the simplest thing, but like, by just taking that, I felt like I was taken away from everybody else. Because one, I'm a provider. Like, that's just who I am. That's just what I do. Like, I just feel like I'm a provider, and I don't want to give up that piece of me. Mm-hmm. And if I was to give a piece of that to you, to like trusting you, not necessarily trusting you to give you that piece, but like just give you that piece of me, I felt like I was going to be losing a piece of myself.
So what point? At what point in our relationship? Obviously, mm-hmm. It was early on in our relationship, our marriage. Did you feel as though you could let go and let me take care of it? The things that you couldn't let go of. What was that point where you said, okay, all right, I trust you. I think that you can do this without me hovering over you or me trying to take care of it for you or something like that? In a way you still kind of do it.
Yeah.
But when did you walk off of it, because you don't do it as much as you used to?
It was actually when we moved to Maryland. When we moved to Maryland,
that's true.
I truly, I think when I officially, like, I've been new that I've been giving pieces of me to you and giving, like, for years, but when I officially was like, no, we're about to do this. Like, I'm about to give him a lot of stuff off my plate because we are just in a different place. It was actually, I would say, a few years ago. I would say it was that transition from when I went from Dr. Messick's office to when I moved to, like, a supervisor role. When I went from a different type of leadership. I think that year was such a rough year because the year before Hardy was passing, like, he was sick and we was going back and forth to Cleveland. And we was driving, like, every weekend to Cleveland, like, and I was exhausted. I just remember 2016, I was so tired and I just needed a break, and I just needed some time, and I just looked to you, and I just remember being so tired, and you looked at me and you was like, I got it. And I think that was the day I was like, all right, he said it. He said he been saying he got it, but it was a different type of he got it. I'm about to give it to him. He about to catch this plate. This plate about to be heavy. Let it off. So that was 6 years into our relationship where I finally was like, I let it all. I remember letting it all on your plate. I remember that. Yeah, I remember, like, I was so tired. I think losing Hardy was probably, it was more painful than I expected it to be. Like, we were close, but I don't know, like, that year we were so, like, me and him was so close. Like, he called the kids, like, every day. He called the kids every day. When we go to, every day. Every day. And when we went to Cleveland, like, it was just a different bond. It was just like it was just different. Like, it was amazing. And I knew when we went home, we knew we was eating good. Okay?
Yeah, 1 or 2 spots to eat.
We went back and forth from your mom's house to my mom's house. Like, it was just a different vibe. And that was also that year. I remember when I drove Jay to school and where I worked overtime all week. That Friday, we got on the road. As soon as I got off at, 4:30, I came home. We packed up the car. We got on the road. As soon as we got into Cleveland, we switched cars. Got my little sister and my mom in the car. We drove all the way to Alabama. Got her ready for school. Same day. Drove to Columbus. Picked up my nephew. It was bad weather. And then we went to Cleveland. And within a few hours, we got back on the road and went to Maryland. It was rough. It was rough. 2016 was the year that I realized a lot. Like, my whole thought process changed. And now I'm sitting here talking it out, and I've always thought about it, but, like, I've never verbally said how rough 2016 was. But not only was it rough, but it was life-changing because I was able to be in my 20s, and I finally was able to let go and just and know that I was good. Like, I was letting so much stuff go and giving it to you, or just not even dealing with it anymore, and it just put me in a different place.
How important do you think you letting go played in our relationship being as successful as it has become? Everybody, if anybody know Tony, y'all know Tony, he loves power. Okay? And if you don't know that he loves power, you are not close to us. Okay? Alright, so I got some stats, guys. I got some stats that I kind of wanted to talk about in today's podcast. To dive deeper in marriage today, and when it comes to the youth. So I have one statistic says in 1960, 72% of people ages 18 to 29 were married. In 2010, this number has decreased by 21%. So in about 70 years, the number of people that are married between the ages of 18 to 29 has decreased by 21%. Why do you think that is?
I think the value of marriage the title of it has drastically changed. And also you don't see a lot of, you see our I'm just going to say grandparents are usually, like, during that time, are the ones that had that marriage. So our parents that was born in like the 80s, the 70s and 80s, they're really they're not married anymore. Like, they was not, they weren't. So that's when that age where a lot of people now, they were single.
It's not true, Jay.
Raising what?
That's not a
What is that?
That's not a single sex issue. That's a both sided issue.
What?
Men don't act right.
Oh.
They want the reward without the work. That's a both side issue. That's a both side issue.
But I think it was also back in the day, like, men, it wasn't social media. Yeah. I think social media has played a drastic part.
Very much
but,
so. Very much so.
I feel like also back in the day, marriage meant something totally different. And I know people from my high school alone that they thought it was a joke when we got married. I remember everybody just thinking like marriage is just a piece of paper. Yeah, legally, yes, it's just a piece of paper, but it's so much more. Like, oh my God, it's so much more to it.
I think people don't value what marriage really is. I don't think they value the not just the companionship, but the partnership, the friendship, the commitment, the pact that you two form, the vows that you make. They don't. Young people.
Don't just say young.
Well, young. Well, today we talk about younger couples today. Okay. Younger couples that are just getting started. Some of them, they don't really. I'm not gonna say they don't want to know, because I think a lot of couples do get married with the vision of staying together long term. It's just that they're afraid of the failure that comes with the marriage. So the minute that it begins to creep, they run away.
And again, I also think social media plays a big part in it. People look for
social media is the ultimate relationship killer.
I wouldn't say that.
In today's
I think
relationships,
finances is still number one.
Social media be taking some relationships out.
But I think that social media does play a big part where everybody wants that fairy tale story, and they're hurt. You can hurt inside, or you can be working through some things, and they still want on social media to be perfect. Marriage is not perfect. Marriage is not perfect. It's not. Okay, and I can say this just from me. Like, marriage is not perfect. It's going to always be a work in progress. It's always going to be changes. It's always going to be growth. Nothing is perfect about marriage. Nothing.
Marriage can't be perfect, and this is why. Because I think. I
don't know why this light looks so bright today.
I think being married. All right. Okay. This may sound messed up the way I say it, so I'm going to break it down because I don't want nobody to
Yeah, because I'm a karate chop you like that.
I feel like people that get married, like real married, like are actually in a committed relationship and are working, are people that grow faster outside of the marriage arena. So What I'm saying is this. When you're married and you're able to fight through your marriage and work through your marriage and grow through your marriage, you become a better person when you leave the house and go out into the world, into other arenas of your life. I think marriage makes you a better person.
Okay.
That's what I feel like. I feel like marriage makes you a better person if you commit to the growth that it takes to be and stay in a marriage. I think that society is missing the two-parent household really bad. It's not just the black culture, the nobody's culture. I think society as a whole, that is the valuable piece that we are missing in our society, that two-parent household. Because, it's very powerful to be married to somebody young and you're both growing. Like, if you can get married in your 20s and do all that messing up your credit, messing up your finances, doing retarded stuff, and you guys can make it through that into your 30s, I don't think there's nothing you can't overcome.
Well, we're not there yet, so I won't comment on that type of stuff. I think it's possible, but everybody's different, Everybody.
I'm not saying people don't overcome.
Right.
I feel like there are. I don't think it's not a lot that I feel that you can't, if you really sat down and said we about to push. I don't think there's nothing you can overcome. Next statistic, because I seen something in here that was very interesting when I was just looking at it. Couples who marry young get to spend more time with each other. How does that make sense?
Why don't it make sense?
But listen. It says couples who marry young get to spend more time with each other, but divorce rates are higher in couples that get married younger. Do you think those two correlate? Do you think them spending too much time together causes divorce?
No.
Because how could both of those be true if one isn't pushing the other?
So spending more time together does not mean that the number one divorce rate, the reason for a divorce is finances.
Yeah.
We can be spending all our time together, but that don't mean that I'm paying the bills on time. That does not mean that I'm bringing in what I said I was going to bring in, or I'm telling you that I'm bringing in this money, but I'm really not. Like, I'm lying about it, or I'm spending it like crazy, and I you know what I'm saying? So that's the number one reason for divorce is finances. So
why is it so hard for couples to overcome financial burdens?
Because when
I'm talking about couples as a whole.
Yeah,
why is it so hard for couples to overcome that financial burden?
I think it is one of the hardest things to overcome, because when you've worked so hard for it, like in your career, I'm just gonna say you worked so hard in your career, and the only thing that your career has truly given you was money, was the money that you was putting away saving, and your spouse takes it or finds a way that you have every piece of your savings that you put aside that you're emotionally attached to, and it's gone. That's a hurt. I think that's a very hurtful place to put somebody, and I think that's a selfish thing. I think that finances is very important in a marriage, and I think working through your finances, I think that conversation about how do you save, what bills are you taking, let's not assume that because you're the man you have to pay the rent. I don't want to assume that. We need to verbally talk this out. I'm not going to put the rent on you if you can't afford it, technically, right? Or how about we do 50-50? I think finances is such a big conversation that must be had. And it has to be, you got to have a plan to agree on. We can't be sitting here having a conversation about finances and we both have two different visions, because at some point, them two visions is going to clash and somebody's going to be broke. Maybe both of y'all. So I think that is why it's hard. Like, being broke and in love. How that sound?
That could be romantic.
That's not romantic.
That could be romantic.
That's not romantic.
Baby, we can live in this small ass box together.
We're going to live in this box, but guess what? We're going to live in this box for 24 hours.
It could be,
you better have me out this box in 24 hours.
It's going to be me, you.
I deserve to be in a box.
It's going to be me, you, and our pet mouse Chico. Do you think there is such thing as spending too much time together?
Yes.
What is that threshold? Is it like based on how you feel, or is there like a time limit of spending too much time together?
No, I think it, like...
Hold on, wait, before you answer that, do you think we spend too much time together?
No, baby! No, baby!
America, do y'all think we spend too much time together?
No, baby! No! We don't spend enough.
If you had a Joey, we'd be together all day long.
No.
Every day.
No, because I've been needing a break from you.
Man, I need a break from you.
Yeah, because you be getting on my nerves. No, like, I need to, so I say this all the time, like, even with our kids, like, I want to miss my kids. I want my kids to miss me. Like, I want my husband to, like, I feel like that, like, when I come home, everybody be running to me and be like, ooh, mommy's home. Like, I love that feeling. And I love when I call you and you be like, ooh, I knew you was about to call me.
Do you think couples need their little weird routines? Like us. Like, we talk together, we talk to each other on the phone all the way until you get to work in the morning and all the way until you come back home. That's just something we do. I mean, some people may say it's weird, but it's just something we do. Like,
I think they should do whatever makes them happy.
But I'm saying,
that makes us happy.
Do you think having those little weird things that
couples weird?
Do, I mean, babe, normal people don't be on the phone. Like,
yes, they do.
They don't be on the phone with each other after
we are
they just
normal.
left each other.
We are normal. We didn't just leave each other.
We're not normal.
You be at work.
Babe, we're not normal.
I am normal.
We're not normal.
You're probably not, but I'm normal.
We're not a normal couple.
Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
But do you think that's healthy for couples that have like those little weird things that they do together? Like before we leave each other, we kiss each other 3 times.
That's our thing, though. We said we started that in high school, and we said that was gonna be our thing. Like, everybody else do handshakes and stuff like that. And
we
had
was
a
like, handshake too. I just forgot it.
Yeah, you forgot it.
We're gonna get one back.
No, I don't need a handshake. I just want my kiss.
We're gonna have a handshake. We're gonna put it on the YouTube channel.
And so, I think that is good for us because we are best friends. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important for our relationship.
I gotta tell you every day as soon as I leave work. I
think
every couple has that little thing, and that's what makes them them. Exactly.
Yeah.
But the question I'm asking, Devin, is the couples that don't have their little
thing,
weird thing.
Why I gotta be weird? Why you just can't say
okay, couples that don't have their little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's harder for them to, I don't want to say communicate. You think it's harder for them to understand each other, or
yes,
is it because
they haven't built a bond yet that's outside of marriage?
Boom. There it is. You just segue me in right to what I was trying to ask, but I was trying to get there. What is the steps, or how do they build that bond to get that little thing that they do?
So, one thing people have to, not have to. I think when you're in a marriage, that your spouse should be like your best friend. And a lot of people are in marriages and their spouse is not their best friend, which is fine if that's,
or at least one of them.
Like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but best friend is a best friend, you know what I'm saying? So, if that's not what you want, then that's not what you want. Some people just want their space and they don't need their spouse to be their best friend because their spouse is already doing their spouse duties.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think that friendship as a unbreakable dynamic to a marriage.
Yeah, but
like that, like all right, for us, for example, we can have a whole conversation that ain't got nothing to do with our marriage, and have a full conversation, laugh, giggle, joke, and be cracking up, and it has absolutely nothing to do with us because the way we communicate.
Right, and we can feed off each other.
We can be out in public and just look at each other and know what each other talking about. Or we could be at the space table and not lose.
Ooh.
Because we got that energy.
Ooh.
Anybody trying to sit on the space table with it, you know what it is. These Levisons don't lose.
Hey.
But it's because we got that energy and that connection. I can look her in her eye and know exactly what she about to play.
Yeah, because our energy is different. We know
being comfortable, exactly. That's having that best friend.
Yeah,
that comfort.
But we know people that's married that their spouse is not their best friend. Okay,
is that healthy? Is not having a friendship in the marriage healthy? Like
no. That can be a friendship.
No. I'm saying not having like a strong friendship in the marriage. Is that healthy?
So I feel like every couple is different.
Ooh. Y'all got the words today.
We're gonna have to figure out a way to put it closer.
That's because until you know each other so well, that builds over time. That's true. It does build over time. Who, Devin? You typing, baby? I think time helps build a bond, but it also takes communication for that to happen. But to go back to your question, Tony, I think a lot of women want that special thing, and when they see other couples, they get to comparing and try to make a thing instead of it happening naturally.
Yes, I agree.
So that competition, they've been together for 73 years. So you saying, Devin, that competition factor amongst couples when there's only like one person in one part of the couple competing, that's what drives that issue? Is that what you're saying? Because that's an actual thing.
Yeah.
Competition amongst couples is an actual thing. Like, couples do get together, and then one couple could say, oh, they just bought a Range Rover. We need to buy Escalade.
Oh, okay. Oh, so true. Oh,
okay, I see what y'all talking. Oh, y'all just going in today. Y'all just having a whole conversation without the conversation we having over here. All right. Anyways, what was I saying?
You talk about competition between couples.
Oh yeah, so sometimes.
But I think some competition is healthy.
Yeah, like so, it is.
I think it's important.
Like back to that spades game. That's healthy.
we about to go upstairs and whoop on them. I want to play spades.
Like those spades games is healthy.
Dre and Ashley, come over. Come on.
Ooh, keeping up with the Joneses breaks a marriage. Yes, Mom. But there is also enough couple competition. It is. And you know what? I think couple competition can be healthy, and it also can be unhealthy.
Yeah.
This is why. Because now I'm going to just speak for myself and the few men that I know that do this. I'm not going to put their names out here.
Just keep talking.
But it's like a man code or a guy code. Sorry guys, I'm breaking the code. I'll put it back together later. If I do something extremely nice for you, like if I go ahead and I go and buy your whole job donuts and we post it all on Instagram, women gonna be like, "Ooh, guess what, bae? Tony out here supplying donuts. What you gonna do?"
That's exactly.
And that's how they hope. But that actually sometimes is a good thing. A lot of this like we've been on for about 40 minutes right now. What can you give? What gift of advice can you give to couples that's in the infancy stages of their marriages?
So they're already married?
They're younger,
or planning to get married?
They're in their marriage. They're in the infancy.
Okay.
They're in the infancy stages. Like let's say 2 years and younger. 2 years and younger. Work. Elaborate on the work.
Work on not only yourself, but you need to work on the relationship that you guys are building. Mm-hmm. Work. I'm telling you, the first year is usually the hardest. The first year is usually, for me, it was one of the absolute hardest. Mm-hmm. Like we didn't live together before we was married, exactly. But technically,
that's a good one, Courtney.
Technically, we was always together. But Tony also has started a career. I wanted to go to school. Like we had so different plans. Like we was going to be on two different sides of the world. Like we didn't think about how the hell that was going to work for us.
We just knew we wanted to do it together.
Everything that we did not plan for it. It just happened. Like it just happened and just kept happening. We kind of put our own self in hard obstacles.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't plan nothing.
Is it smart to walk into a marriage with a plan?
Yes.
Is it okay? So,
yes.
So when we talking about plans, keep outsiders out of your marriage. That's a good one. That's a great one. That's a good one. So when we talk about a plan, what type of plan are we talking about when we formulate? Because there are different types of plans when you're talking about.
It's a business plan. Yes, I said it. Marriage is a business. You need to talk about finances.
Okay. Elaborate.
You need to talk about employees. Employees is your kids.
What if you don't have kids at the moment?
You don't have kids, but you need to talk about the employees, so if you're going to have employees or not.
You need to talk about growing the business so you can start hiring.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. You need to talk about the finances. You need to talk about where you want to live. You need to talk about what's your end goal. You need to talk about communication. What is okay? What is something okay for him to say? What is okay for him not to say to you? What is, if you guys are arguing, if you be like, all right, I'm done. Like when you say I'm done, like that means like let's chalk this up. Mm-hmm. You need to talk about therapy. You need to talk about medical. Mm-hmm. You need to talk about are you gonna retire me? Am I gonna be a stay-at-home wife? And like all these conversations need to be had, all of them. All this business plan, okay? This business plan needs to be 20-page long. Period.
Do you think couples should go to counseling in the early stages of their marriage, just so they could have that mediator to push the needle closer to the end goal, and that's to be happy?
I don't know. So we've never had to go to counseling together. So I don't know if counseling would have been made us better or not. Like I don't know. I think that is to each his own. I just don't know. I'm not against therapy and counseling. We've never had to do it. So I think it definitely need to be something agreed on both parties. Mm-hmm. Like I think that, and it's hard to bring somebody else in with a different opinion. So you guys have to agree, like, okay, this counselor is not going to agree with one of us or either of us. Y'all have to make sure you are in a different place to know that when you go to that counselor, they might give you something completely different than what you was expecting. You have to be able to take that in.
It takes time.
Right.
What a lot of people have to realize is that you're not going to be a 15-year couple in 15 months. Right. You can't have a 10-year marriage in the first 15 months of your marriage. Mm-hmm. You have to let it evolve. You have to let it take time. You can't be 30 when you're 15 years old. Mm-hmm. You have to let it grow. You have to let it cultivate. You have to what they say in the Bible, Grandma. If you got faith the size of the mustard seed, you can move mountains. You gotta have faith in your marriage. Mm-hmm. You have to plant a seed and nurture that seed. Mm-hmm. Water it, give it sunshine, give it the proper nutrients that it's supposed to, like communication, full commitment, trust,
finances,
financial commitment. You have to cultivate your mustard seed, and you have to till the land. You have to give it the water. You have to continue to cultivate it. And when you start to see it sprout, you can't stop working. When you start to see that seed sprout,
yep, because that's what people do
over the top of the soil, just that much.
Yep,
that's when you gotta put the most work in. Because if you don't pay that seed no attention, when it's this much up under the dirt, it's just gonna die. Because why? Because you got complacent.
Yep.
You can't get complacent in your marriage, especially.
Continue to date.
Especially when it's fresh.
Date your best friend.
You have to learn how to become.
Date your best friend.
And one thing she taught me is that dates don't always gotta cost money.
Facts.
Dates don't always have to cost money. I used to have it in my mind when we were starting off. We didn't have a lot of money, so I couldn't do certain things that I wanted to do for her simply because I couldn't afford it. Excuse me. Sorry, people. I had to realize that she's not looking for the financial part of dating. Like, sometimes our dates are sitting right here in our bed and binge watching.
Yeah.
Binge watching for that it's just the simplicity of things. You have to make time. You want to shout anybody's business out.
Yes. You know, we always start from the beginning. We always start with Courtney Crafts. My Grind Different. Like, I don't know if you've been following me on any of my social media pages, but we've been rocking our My Grind Different. So if you need any shirts, apparel, it's everything custom. Courtney Crafts. And then I want to shout out Devin. Devin's mom blog. She got all the things, honey. I got a whole mask. I got, it was the best little gifts in the mail. I was real fancy. I was like, I can't wait to wear this. Let me, you gonna know what to do with me.
I ain't getting one.
Yeah, because you need to give me your money so I can buy it.
Also, so we got Courtney's Crafts.
And also,
we have
Jacksonville.
We have our family in Jacksonville, Rolling Jacks Video Games. If you're looking for parties, you better book because my man Terry Moss said, space is limited and he got parties all the way to Labor Day.
Hey.
So y'all better get in. If you in Jacksonville, Florida right now, you want to throw a party for your children. You want to throw a party for, we love you too, Ashley. You want to throw a party for, your youth football team or youth baseball team. Y'all having the end of season party. Rolling Jacks Video Games is exactly who you want to be calling.
Yeah.
Who else do we got? We got a lot of friends with businesses.
I got another one. Shout out to Coach Tony. Hey, Coach Tony. Hey, and
youth football. We are
athletic trainer.
Youth athletics. I train athletes in speed, agility, strength, conditioning, mindset. When it comes to we train all types of athletes from the age of 6 to 18 years old. If you want to get specific, we specifically concentrate on football. But if you just want to get bigger, stronger, faster, more conditioned, and a better mindset as a youth athlete, follow me at hope.fitness2019 on Instagram. I think that's all we got for today. Like I said, stay tuned for some other things.
So many things
coming for you guys. We have a podcast.
We got to shout out Dre.
Ooh!
Live.
I forgot my little brother. If you need photography, no, we're not doing it. If you need photography work done, Lev Lens is the guy for you. He
travels.
He travels. He's very, very professional, very good. He takes very great pictures, and he also does videography. So if you need an amazing video for maybe a wedding or your your youth athlete, or if you have a business that you're trying to launch and you need pictures, if you're trying to shoot a music video or anything of that nature, go follow Lev Lens on Instagram. Levs, Levs, Lens, Instagram, Facebook.
Okay.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Keep supporting us, guys. My name is Antonio.
My name is Brianna.
And we are
the Levison.
Keep tuning in.
Like, subscribe, share.
Comment and view.
Boom.
Have a good one. Be blessed. Love.